assistant for you and your business. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. All righty, everybody. Well, first off, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to meet with me. I hope you gain a lot of value from this meeting, this workshop. At the end of the day, it's for you. Um, and I like to see just how businesses elevate their brand based on digital tools and based on just what we're going to go through today. All right, so just starting off, technology and website essentials. I've partnered with Paso Robles Chamber, Templeton Chamber. I'm also a member with the Atascadero Chamber. I've also, now that I'm a year with the Chamber of Commerce, have been able to be a part of the Western Chamber Executives, which is pretty much overseeing like 22 states from the Midwest to the West Coast. I'm proud to say that my program and our program won Chamber Program of the Year, which is Get Your Business Online. And if anything, take a note of my website. It's getyourbusinessonline.co.com was taken. We'll talk about domains and the importance of that because obviously it's your brand. And sometimes if you're trying to buy that name, it could be $3,000. So talk more about that later on. So I'm proud to say that we have Little Atascadero has been seen with a lot of chamber executives across the nation. We just came back from conference about a month ago. It was in LA, Anaheim, next to Disney. It was beautiful. We had about 600 people, and Atascadero just kept getting called up to the stage. We won #1 website. So we won the #1 award for our website across, Irvine, big chambers that I'm talking about, big chambers that have money, millions. And it was nice to gain that recognition. And it all goes back to content. It all goes back to findability and your location. It goes back to SEO, search engine optimization. What are those people typing every single day and what are they looking for? Everybody nowadays is looking for something on their phone. So it's about not just your desktop version of your website, but it's also your mobile version of your website that is crucial. And that we'll talk about part 2. I'll show you more hands-on on how to create your desktop version, but also getting to your mobile version. Okay, so can you guys see my presentation? No? Okay. So I think you guys can see me.
Just a Zoom.
There we go. Okay, let me just access that. All right. Are you able to see it now? Can you see my, no?
No, it's not there yet, Jose.
Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. I think now you can see it.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. So, a little something here I like to share is your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card, and the way you make others feel is your trademark. It all goes with brand. Whether it's a service that you're providing, whether it's a product you're trying to show and illustrate onto a website, it all goes hand in hand. And I like to share that with others. We might feel this way at times. I do. I not only work with the Chamber of Commerce, I'm an entrepreneur myself. I run a candle store, e-commerce online candle store with my wife, and it does feel like this sometimes, whether it's on social media, whether it's on our website, trying to get it, more subscribers so we could, structure a purposeful email campaign, etc. But I know that is always fun to see. Now, I like to share this image because not only, it relates to Tiffany, beautiful color. But the first thing I see is Nike and Tiffany. These are great ideas and great illustrations of collaborations and how to be creative and things outside of the box. Collaborations are key when you're online. It's not just yourself in this hole, in this bubble. You're working hard, but it's also understanding your local area. So I'll give you a brief intro about who I am, where I came from. Past, I don't know, let's say I just moved to Atascadero about 4 years ago. Past, I lived in Burbank and I went to school in Iowa. So I got a little bit of a culture shock. I grew up in the San Fernando Valley, or it's Burbank, Thousand Oaks, North Hollywood, Panorama City, you name it. There's so many cities in that area. It's a high volume, larger demographic, a lot of people. And there is a lot different than when I came to Atascadero. So using just what I've learned of my experiences in those areas of a high volume, high transaction, and just high speed type of transaction, I had to learn that in Atascadero, it's a lot slower. It's a lot more calm, and a slower pace where you can actually be creative, but it's also important to understand who's here. There's influencers amongst us, and that is crucial for us as entrepreneurs, as business owners, when we do market online, is to understand, okay, maybe this influencer might have 1,000 followers and they trust their word. They trust them because they know them. And it's all about collaboration because you want to be able to successfully build that relationship, build that rapport. And now, next thing you know, my candles are with this influencer who knows, let's just say, moms, right? And it's relatable to that mom. Now, she, let's say the entity has 1,000 followers. They're all moms, they're all ladies. And on my end, I'm just, candles805.com. And it's just a simple generic website. And I maybe have some social media presence. But she, however, has 1,000 followers. She already has target audience. She makes relatable content. And now I just have to put my wonderful product in her hands and have her do a 5 to 10 second video on how to light it, or it smells good, or a review, something that then speaks to their audience. And that's important as well. So cross marketing, cross collaborations, I always encourage that because it is important. You're always going to gain some kind of an audience from there. And if it's not that, you're going to gain trust because someone is talking about your brand. With my services, with Get Your Business Online, I didn't realize until maybe 7 months down the program. So I started my program in February, March last year. Down towards October of 2023, I finally started to gain leads that I never thought of. And it was the one thing I asked them, how'd you find me, or how'd you hear about my services? Oh, it's so and so advised me to come see you because you help them work on their website, and so forth. And it's about trust. So I started to learn that in this area, it's about trust. People, word of mouth is still there, but it's also about getting your brand's visibility in their hands so they could also market it for you. And it's all free. It's all free strategy. So, okay, enough about that. We'll move on a little bit more to, why it's important. We always talk about accessibility and reach, visibility and brand awareness, but it's also about customer engagement and interaction. Not only are we creating this jet and we're going to leave it on autopilot in the air, we want to continue to gain that momentum and engagement. So the more we're seen, it's great and all, but we don't just want to be seen. We want to be able to engage and interact and build this rapport with our audience. And it goes back to the fundamentals of sales. When somebody is selling, it's about building rapport. They buy from you. When I was in sales in the past, a lot of people in my success in sales was because they were buying from me. They liked the way I spoke to them. They liked that I listened to them. And that was actually good for me as far as rebuttals. So it's always good to engage. And as we continue, I'll teach you guys a little bit more about what to do and also how to gain more views on social media, more views on other platforms. And that goes with data collection and analytics. So we'll talk more about that. But that's also creating your base, which we call benchmarks. When you create a website, for example, you start off, you build it, and you continue. Now, let's say you're blogging. You're going to have a lot more momentum because your website is feeding all these keywords to the local SEO, the search engine, Google, which I like to call Google Robot. And it's controlling that algorithm to the people that are typing that constantly. So if I'm always constantly typing in, let's just say candles or scents, fragrances, formulas, oils, essential oils, and I'm constantly looking for this on Amazon, or I'm looking at it, on Google. Next thing you know, I'm on Instagram just for the fun of it. And I'm just looking through my feed. And then next thing you know, I have ads now of candles, or I have ads of, other platforms that are trying to sell me the supply or the product. That happens. So we are the algorithm at times. So we have to understand that as well, what it controls and what people see. Now, Google Maps and local SEO, that's findability. That's the most important. When you have a website, when you create your Google business profile presence, it's 24/7. It's working for you 24/7. So it's your super assistant. It's there. Number one staff. Anybody can easily find your location because you have a Google business profile. That's Google Maps. And everybody on their phone has Google Maps or other apps that also offer that engagement. So the common person is always typing something on their phone. I know I do this a lot. Let's say I'm out of town, but I'm looking for a great place to eat. The first thing I do is I type in 4 words. I type in a good place to eat near me or similar, and that's common. So it's about what you type into your website, and your text is very important. And we'll talk more about how to build your content and then also how to expedite it. If you have writer's block, I'm going to show you ChatGPT and how easily it works and really how you can go about that as well. All right. So as we continue with reach, a website is a great tool for you to obviously reach a wider audience that you never expected. You're pretty much global when you publish your domain or you publish your website or you go on social media. You're global. A lot of people can type something in and next thing you know, you're there. So as far as the internet, it's very important. It's never going to go away. You gain the recognition, and an online presence really makes it easy for the customers to find and learn more about you and your services. There's a lot of people nowadays that are at home, and because they're home, they're starting to plan their day for the next day. I know I do this a lot. Okay, what am I going to have for lunch tomorrow? Well, let me see what's around me that I haven't tried. Sometimes I'm curious and I'm in the unknown. I don't know what I want. I'm indecisive sometimes, but I'm typing words and I'm typing in, whether it's Mexican food or whether it's Chinese food near me, even though in Atascadero it's hard to find that. It'll take me to the nearest one, and that is your Google Business Profile visibility. So does go hand in hand with what the consumer is always typing every single day. So SEO and text is very important as well. For the moment, does anybody have any questions? I know I've been kind of going pretty fast right now at the moment. Let's see here.
Jose,
Okay,
there's a
so I'll
question.
specify, yeah, I'll specify a little bit more on the keywords.
Perfect.
Sorry, Patty, go ahead.
No, that's what I said. There's a question about keywords and that pickup.
Great. So let me actually show you guys my other video. You guys can still see, right? So I'm going to show you guys a quick video on the importance of this keywords. All right, can everybody hear this?
No.
No. I don't know how the audio works. Okay. All right. No worries, everybody. We'll continue. So the good thing is I have access to this video. And then if you'd like to email me, I can send that directly to you. It's a 2-minute summary, just more about keywords and how to choose the right keywords for you. I think it's important. I think it's crucial, and that's something simple that can assist you. So let's get back to this. Okay.
Did you give some examples of keywords
Yes.
useful?
All right. So let's see here. I have that video that would give us the, but okay. Okay, so pretty much, something simple and generic. So if you're selling coffee and it's, cold brew coffee, let's say, that right there itself is a keyword that a lot of people type nowadays, and it's very popular. So if you're a coffee that's just selling traditional coffee, that's fine. But if you notice, like Starbucks, it's always, fast paced. They offer a wide range. And the most trendy topic that a lot of people are talking about, especially in 2023, was cold brews. Also, the summertime, it picks up. So something simple like this is your content, it's a picture. The title of the word is cold brew coffee. And that, for example, is enough for someone, to type in cold brew coffee. And it'll show me what's kind of nearby me, I guess you could say. And if it's not that, just typing in near me. So these are like the top three that come up based on my search, cold brew coffee near me. So these keywords are important for them and for us. But again, I'll send you that video. I'll show more on how keywords work once I create a website with you, because that's initially where the context is going to be. So I just want to make sure you don't focus too much on that. It's just pretty much a sentence that you're typing four keywords from that. The cold brew coffee in Atascadero is delicious at Belnano Coffee, and here's the reason why. Cold brew coffee would then be the keyword from that sentence, and it's pretty much that. It's that simple. Um, okay, so let me move on, and then I can answer that question later on for you. Okay, well, this meme, just to have a little more fun, you know, it's it's kind of generic. It's funny to me because it speaks, a lot of people don't know their target audience. And we're going to go back to this mom influencer, you know. The mom influencer has an audience that specifies to moms. It's relatable, maybe has skits that talk about how busy their day is, their day to day. And it just kind of showcases that onto a social media platform or on your website or a blog or a vlog or your podcast, for example. So we always have to understand our audience, and that's something that I think is very crucial and important. So if somebody, for example, can volunteer their business at the moment and just title a business on the chat, share that with me or your services that you're offering or products, and then just maybe your audience. If you know your audience, just feel free to type that in the chat. I'll review that as we go. So customer engagement and interaction. Um, this is a way for us to understand analytics, but also data collection. Um, you know, the online platforms that we use, it's a tool, but it's what we do with that tool to gain and acquire, whether it's a lead, whether it's sales, or whether it's showcasing your service, but also at the same time, it could be a story or your mission that you're trying to sell as a nonprofit or a for-profit business. So a lot of businesses engage with emails, social media, a lot of website, they have chat bots nowadays. So you do interactions via website. You also have podcasts, other apps, YouTube channels, and it's an opportunity for you to engage with the consumer at that point publicly. Okay, so now I want to get into this. For the moment, if you want to type in the chat, if you have a Facebook, type in one, the number one for Facebook. And if you have Instagram, type in two. And if you have YouTube, type in three. Janice, that's amazing. I love what you're doing. That's great. Good. Okay, everybody, good. This is exciting to see. All right, I'm gonna wait for a few more just to vote. right, so most of you have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Good. Working on YouTube. That's good. Nice. All right. Now, I want you to comment how many times a week, all right, let's keep it simple. How many times a month you post content on those platforms, whether it was Instagram and Facebook or all three? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, for example. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Janice, but I'm glad you're building this momentum again. That's huge. I think, Janice, this is a great way for you to also share your story if you feel comfortable, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. A lot of people can relate, and that's a good way for you to hook your audience after you have targeted your audience and gain, maybe a consultation or lead them to whether it's the service that you're trying to sell them. I've found out that stories and storytelling is a great way for you to illustrate your services and your mission and your brand overall. But it also identifies and filters the audience that you are looking for without knowing it. You could be posting every single day, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and posting about the same topic, your story, talking about intuitive healing, talking about your story and how you overcame that. Maybe there's, different services that you offer that supported you, and now you want to share that with others. I think that's a great way for you to also speak and find your audience as you're starting out. Okay, so almost every day, just once in a while. Okay. All right. Let's see. And then Janice, I think using YouTube as a platform would be really good for you because one thing I wanted to share before I got into it is YouTube is number 2 in the world right now as a search engine. Number 1 is obviously Google. So that's why it's important to be on Google. And we'll talk about our Google business profile once we pass this. That's good. Continue to do that, everybody. It's crucial. Okay, so Celeste, you're talking about posting almost every single day. What's your business and what kind of content are you posting every single day?
Unmute yourself and speak. It's okay.
Oh, I love ice cream. What shop is that? Just your name of the business? And then, yeah, if you'd like to speak, feel free. This could also maybe answer some unanswered questions. Oh, the Scoop. Oh, I gotta go still. My kids go there. I love it, by the way. Okay, so talking about, we're gonna use this business for now. Okay, so where do we start? We just started our business plan. We open our storefront. We maybe have a website or we do not have a website or an online presence, but we have Facebook. And we're in Atascadero. The first thing I would do is strategize using a free, cost-effective strategy is targeting groups in the Facebook um, areas of, like, for example, in Atascadero, we have everything Atascadero groups. We have even, I think, businesses in Atascadero groups. There's so many of them. And I think that's where I would start first to dive into it and really just promote yourself. It's amazing. Janice, I think also before I forget, collaborating with somebody who maybe aligns with the same mission as you would be also very important for you because then your brand would be seen a lot more when you do cross collaboration, cross marketing. And that's even posting on Instagram and Facebook together with that influencer or with that other entity at the moment. But okay, let's start off with the Scoop of Atascadero. So ice cream, it's an ice cream shop, local, family owned ice cream shop. So the first thing I would do is, let me get out of this. I need to hide this control. There we go. Okay. All right, so the first thing I would do is open up ChatGPT. Now, comment one if you know ChatGPT and you have an account. So if you do have an account with ChatGPT already, whether it's on your phone or on your desktop, just comment one. So I kind of understand who has ChatGPT and does not. Janice, this is going to be a great tool for you. All right, Paloma, I'm excited to share this with you today. So as we continue to see, okay, 0, 0. Okay, so far there's one person at the moment. All right. So when you're on your desktop, let's just start here. This is ChatGPT. So what it is, ChatGPT 3.5. Can you guys all see my screen? Just making sure. Okay, great. All right. So starting off with the Scoop of Atascadero, we start off with the name. This is the business name. It's the Scoop of Atascadero. Ice cream shop. Okay. ChatGPT is my assistant when I create websites. Why? The reason why is because it expedites my services. And I love that. It's my assistant. It helps me when I have brain fog or writer's block. And I just can't be creative that day, but I need to serve my community or need to serve this business. I use ChatGPT to get me out of that funk, to bring me new ideas. I even learn from it sometimes. And fun fact, you could type this all right now, content, and then ask it to type it back in Spanish to you so you can read it in Spanish. So it has really dynamic tools and it's growing. There's a ChatGPT 4.0, and that's like a paid subscription. So talking about the Scoop of Atascadero, the ice cream shop, we now tell ChatGPT what we're going to be working on. So I titled the Scoop of Atascadero, ice cream shop. So now help me, I'm going to instruct it what to do. Help me create, let's just say, a welcome intro to my website page. And it's going to generate this idea here. So now that it generated what I instructed it, I can play with it. There's always a 70-30% rule, 80-20 rule. A lot of people share that. I agree. I do more 70-30. I pretty much copy this here and it's copied. I just paste it onto a Word document and I filter out initially just, we'll start here, paste it, take out the quotation marks, and then, okay, maybe I don't speak like this, so I try to change the wording. So just so you get an idea, now I'm going to break this apart, copy it, bring it back to ChatGPT, and I'm going to paste it. And then I'm going to instruct it one more time what to do with this. Hey, reword this to make it sound like my 10-year-old at home. Let's just have fun with this. Okay, now make it sound like Tony Robbins, let's just say. Okay, now we want to elaborate. I need some more information. This is too, little context for me. Elaborate and speak more about our mission. Our mission is to create a community and a family-friendly place to enjoy, to wind down, or to slow down and enjoy life. One scoop at a time. I'm just typing it all in. Literally, this is how easy you can do it. So now it's obviously, I give it a little too much, right? So it's loading. So it's thinking. That's a good thing. That means the robots can think a little bit. And it should spit something out soon. So now we have this context. Welcome to the Scoop of Atascadero, where our mission is to craft more than just ice cream. We're here to build the haven for community and family. Step into our welcoming space, experience the sanctuary where time slows down and every moment is savored one scoop at a time. So it takes your ideas and it elaborates them. That's why it's always good to use that 80-20 rule or 70-30, because it's always best to be authentic. So it's good and bad. There's pros and cons. If you continue to do this, and I looked at your website just to review it, and I read the context and I read the text, and I would understand that this is from ChatGPT because I use this almost every day. However, once you take that and break it apart and make it your own, that is where you become a lot more authentic, and it helps you, it assists you. Sometimes you gain ideas from it. Sometimes it does teach you, so let's start something else. Teach me, or actually, let's stick with the Scoop of Atascadero. So now we're going to talk about a post on Instagram or Facebook, right? So we have the picture, which is the flyer, which is what we're trying to illustrate to the world. We're trying to show them, come and enjoy a scoop of ice cream with us. So now I want to post this on Facebook or Instagram. With all of this information in the same file, help me create content for my Facebook post. I will be speaking to an audience that is community and family oriented. Generate a simple post with some fun hashtags in the Atascadero. So now it's going to generate an idea of what a content should look like. Earlier, it's text and paragraphs, and this is good text for you to copy and paste on your website, for example. Now I'm instructing it to create a more structured Facebook post or Instagram post. That's why you see emojis, and that's why you see, hey, Atascadero. It's trying to hook the audience to gain them to read and give them the opportunity to read your post. And as you know, in today's world, we're looking at 3 seconds to 4 seconds of people on their phone scrolling, and that one picture or that one, hey, Atascadero, is enough for them to engage and like it, click it, comment. Something caught their eye, whether it was a picture that was creative, whether it was a QR code on the picture, whether it was speaking to, hey, Atascadero, because we're speaking to our audience. So there's a lot that goes hand in hand with this. But you have about 3 to 4 seconds for that consumer to land on your post, and you take it from there. So you have to follow up with a call to action. You have to follow up. Okay, you have the picture, you have the post. Hey, click this link and it'll lead you to my website. So now let's say Atascadero, the Scoop of Atascadero wants to collaborate with a candle workshop. So somebody who kind of like the pottery that does candles and workshops. So you make your own candle, but you enjoy ice cream, and maybe it's a family-friendly event. And now you want to create this collaboration. So you have the post now for Facebook, you have the picture, but now you need the call to action. You need them to be engaged and click onto something, whether it's a coupon, a ticket to the event. So now we're going to instruct it, please create, let's just say, an event and call to action using the information above or provided. So I'm still in this file. And as we continue, we start to see a structured template that it's giving me back with what I instructed it to do. So it doesn't know enough. It doesn't know the date. It doesn't know the time. But that's something easy that we can implement, or you can instruct it to do so. So if you know the date and time, you could easily change that. So as we see, now this is more of an engaging, friendly eye candy, eye catchy, hook is what I like to say. And clickbait. Clickbait is very important because that's the more clicks you get, the more you're visible. So as we continue, we see join us for a Scoop social at the Scoop of Atascadero. Here's the date, here's the time, and the location. So get ready for an afternoon. Family, friend, and delicious treats. Bring your loved ones. Join our community as we celebrate. Don't miss out. And then here's a few hashtags. RSVP now and let us know you're coming. So these are great, informative templates that ChatGPT can also offer you as you continue to dive into ChatGPT. So yeah, when you go, Janice, when you go onto ChatGPT and you're on new chat, it actually gives you like 4 ideal structured questions that could also support you. But you could honestly ask ChatGPT really anything. It goes to a certain amount of dates, but you can really get it to work for you the way you want it as you type in, as you continue to let ChatGPT get to know you and the way you speak, and your language. Sometimes I ask it to correct my email. Sometimes I ask it to correct my subject line or make it more of a creative subject line for my email in the future. Now, I know I kind of started off a little faster with ChatGPT. Does anybody have questions for ChatGPT at the moment? All right. So now, as we continue to dive into your Google Maps, your location, Google Business Profile, I want to show you the link to that specific Google Business Profile. Alrighty. So when you create your Google Business Profile, this is exactly where you sign in and you manage your account. So once you sign in, it's going to show, yes.
This is Chat GPT. It didn't turn
Sorry,
over
what
with,
was that?
it still says Chat GPT on it.
Oh, let's see here. All right, everybody. So this is the beginning of Google Business Profile. What that looks like is like this. So it shows, this is my Get Your Business Online profile. This is your dashboard. And it shows the areas of opportunity. It shows where you can put your website. It shows where they can find you. So via location, directions, and you're there. And maybe save this for later on, like a bookmark. This is also an area of opportunity to gain and acquire Google reviews that support your visibility on Google. And what it is the more engagement, like reviews, like yourself blogging on your website, the better it is for your health on Google. Your business's health is your profile strength. So as we see your profile strength, it's, sometimes you need to check off a few more things. Maybe your location isn't accurate. Maybe it needed validation or verification. Sometimes that happens. Maybe you're operating from your home. How do you put your address up there, right? So there's a lot that goes hand in hand, but this is the area where people can find you. And initially, this is how Google operates. So the first step I'd take if you don't have a website, or if you do, make sure that you have a Google Business Profile and just check your health. See how many visitations and interactions you've had. Measure your data. Look at your profile. Read your reviews. Interact with the review. So if I see a review and it's like, big thanks to Jose, not only am I going to like it, I'm going to respond to it. And I'm going to say, it was great working with you. And maybe throw in something ideal that can be, good for the consumer when they're coming across my profile and they're like, oh, okay, he's legit. He's, this person's validating for this person, right? So it's very important to always have that. This is also an area where you can put your phone number, your store hours. And again, it's crucial to have that as a business, right? You want to make sure you're operating and all hands on deck. So it's good for you. Now, as you dive into it, you can then read your analytics. So this is a great tool for you to start your base. So when I started this was like around April, I'd say, 2023. So it's been roughly a year and I've had about 219 interactions. Is that enough? Technically, for a cost-effective free strategy with no paid ads, That's pretty decent. That's okay. That means that people were actually clicking my Get Your Business Online domain and trying to find me. People were interested. Not only does it end there, my website is also connected. My domain, my URL, which is Get Your Business Online, is connected to the Atascadero Chamber of Commerce website as well. So the more I partner with these other entities, the better for my visibility, because it's cross marketing, it's cross connections, and everything ties in with each other. And as we continue to talk about social media, Google, domains, YouTube channels, ChatGPT, and everything that has a URL, I'm going to show you in part 2 tomorrow how that comes together once you design your website and why it's important for functionality. There's a lot of importance to that, and that's something that we'll dive into tomorrow. So just so you guys understand, this is a good tool to understand where you were at in October 2023. How many visitors did we see? This is a great tool for festivals, for people that do events. Why didn't I get clicks? Why didn't I, why didn't they buy from me? What was I doing wrong? Was it content? Was it me not posting on Facebook? Was it me not posting on Instagram? No, it's just understanding what worked for them. That audience maybe found it easy to be on your website. And I'll show you this, and easily find sign up and free consultation. So can you guys see my website now? Just making sure.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So the first thing that happens when I'm looking at my website is the header. I see the header, home, sign up, websites, free consultation. We're pretty much holding our consumer's hand into why they should be here and where they're going to gain value based on hooks and based on all these action buttons. It's very important. So what I did here, and I'm going to share a little secret recipe. Yes, I created a sign up tab, and I used a Google Doc to embed that onto my website. I could have easily clicked sign up and it just leans it, to a Google Doc. That's fine. That's also a good factor. However, as they continue to navigate, I give them an opportunity to really just navigate my website. And if anything, I want them to click on free consultation. Free is always of interest. Somebody somewhere loves free. It's eye candy and it's a hook. It's clickbait. So when you click free consultation, I structured this to lead to a next app, which would then show you and illustrate my calendar. Now, I designed my website functionality this way because I want them to dive into a new window and see my availability, because maybe today is the day that works for them at 1:30 p.m. or 2:30 p.m. But maybe they know their week and they understand, oh no, it doesn't work for me, so I'm going to do Tuesday. And that's the only time, it's my day off. I got to do it. This is a good way for you to hook and acquire a lead so that they don't go away. A lot of people generally type a website or just type on Google looking for services near me, right? Now, let's do the Atascadero web design creator. Let's just type that in. Okay, so we're on Bing. Let's go to Google. Google's better. Sorry. Atascadero web design. Let's just do that. 3 words. Okay, great. I'm glad this recent, pop-up came up. So now I see Atascadero web design. I see Websmith designs. I see Honest designs. Now I see myself. Last week, I was number 1. So I can see that this review, the extra 1 review, put him up top. And that's okay. But that just gives me the motivation to work harder, whether it's gaining that review that I didn't go after. I helped about 100 people already. Why don't I have more reviews, right? So that's my area of opportunity, is like, okay, I need to elevate my visibility on my Google rankings because I'm coming out as number 3. I want to be number 1, as I'm sure others. Very important to understand the website. So when we navigate to a website, this is your trust and your credibility factor. Is it engaging? Is there connectivity like social media? Check out our Instagram. Is it okay? Pictures, great. I love that. It's fantastic. But it could be illustrated a lot more professionally with new tools nowadays, I'd say. And that could be the factor that separates you from the competitor. That's, to me, it's very important to showcase that. Now you go to a website that's a little more dynamic and we're navigating this website. I leave not only a welcome intro, I have a chat bot. I want them to click on that free consultation. So this is my hook. This is a good way for me to get the lead, to acquire this lead and engage upon it, whether it's a service, whether it's I'm trying to sell my t-shirts, whether it's I'm trying to collaborate so we can create an event with a scoop of Atascadero. It's all for one reason, and it's to acquire that lead, that service, that sell. So as they continue to navigate, it just, again, sign up, findability of my calendar. I want them to see that. I want them to click this. Free consultation comes up again. This is an action button. Are you ready with these 5 steps? Are you ready? Take the free consultation now. And you can always reword every single tool, every single app, every single text, every single action button. You can always do that. Testimonials, and then just illustrating other connections. So not only did I connect the Atascadero Atascadero Chambers website, but I also connected where you can find, that article. I think it's very important because it's credible and it's also using that connectivity that Atascadero News is publishing every week, every day. I'm taking advantage of that connectivity because I want whoever's searching Atascadero News for my website to come up when they're typing those keywords, Atascadero News 2024, or today's date, Atascadero News, right? March 20th, Wednesday. What's going on in Atascadero News? Somebody's typing that in. And because I connected our accomplishment to not only their site, that allows for better search engine optimization. So that gives you more of a chance to be seen online. Okay. So now, can anybody volunteer if you have a website, your business website? Can anyone volunteer their website right now? Whether it's a domain or the name of the business. So I'll give you a quick example. So we're going to type in party supply store. I know there's a lot of parties in the Atascadero. So I'm going to type in party supply store. Party City comes up as an ad. Now, in today's world, a lot of us are fed up with ads. I am. When I'm looking for something, whether it's, a service or what app would work best for my services, creating websites, and I see ads and ads, personally, I look for the small ones. I look for the story. I look for locally owned and operated. I look for something that hooks me that's different than the generic ad. I just, for some reason, I don't find it very attractive. And I end up scrolling past it. So to some, it might work, and to some extent, it might not. Sometimes it is good for you because there's behavioral habits. People just click the first one that they see, and they're going to end up giving their business to Party City when they could have easily maybe clicked number 2, which is Lupita's Party Supplies. She's technically number 1. Okay, so we're going to navigate her website. So this is a website that she started with. Has great text, and as you can see, it's informative. It has location, it has the store hours, and it's just text. Click here to play a video. Fantastic. I'm not going to click that. I'm just trying to get something that I'm trying to get now, right? That's the typical behavior of the consumer. They want it now. So as they continue to navigate, they're just scrolling, there's just no functionality, there's no sections. It's just pictures and text heavy. That's all I see. So now we're going to go to my website. Oh, it's not working here. There we go. And this is the one I started to design at the moment. So here we just have a little more creativity. I just kind of went off a little template, and this is something I just created recently. So it's It's not published fully because they still need to connect their domain. But this kind of gives you an example of the difference. You know, you have action buttons, call now, shop now. You're here for one reason. You're here for something. It's either to call me to get the inquiry, or maybe you're looking for that one specific color of table covers, right? This is engaging, it's fun, it's creative. I think it's great. Um, and at the end of the day, you're competing against Party City, right? At this point. So how do you make it more credible? How do you make it a little more trustworthy? How do you make it accessible for everyone to just see and obviously showcase your products? So as you continue to scroll, we have section breaks. These are all section breaks that we created. And then easily engaging. Okay, so we know they're out of stock, and that's because at the moment, you know, we're working on this website. These are ribbons. These are attractive. Some people buy because they see that this is a top seller. So it's important to understand those little factors. Not only the picture, the product image should always be clean and crisp, right? You want to show them exactly what they're getting and not overpromise or undercut the value of that product because the picture came out pixelated. So as you continue to navigate, you see different sections, right? You see piñatas, you see birthday favors, and more. So now we get to the follow us on Instagram. So I know they're heavy on Instagram and Facebook. They never had anything to show for it though. So what I did was I connected this section to the URL that you would type in and lead you to their profile on Instagram. So I connected it on their platform. And what happens is they don't even have to go to their website. They go on Instagram, they post that new product that came in. Here's the purple table cover for all the parties and the fiestas in the future. They posted it. They posted it on Instagram, and they just gave their audience a new product that they're offering. That in real time is now connected to their website platform. So that post is now here without us even touching the website or publishing or editing or saving it. It just happened in real time because she happened to post it from her phone on her Instagram profile that was connected already to the platform. So I hope that makes sense. It's very important to always offer different types of engagements. There might be people here that only use Instagram, and because they're shopping on Instagram, that's what they go for. But then there's other people that just do Facebook or maybe both. So it's very important to always have those social media connected to a platform, which would be your website, because you're illustrating real-time information that you're sharing with another audience and another pool of demographic. So as you guys see, there's just different functionalities that you can, you know, illustrate. And that's something that we're easily going to go into as we continue to dive into part 2, which is going to be a lot more fun. It's going to be a lot more hands-on. It's going to be more visual of how to create your website, how to edit your website, and things like that. So at the moment, I'll show you what that looks like here. So I use Wix as my hosting platform. Okay. And this is what it looks like when you're accessing the dashboard. So before I continue, because I know we have about like 28 minutes or so, I just want to get an idea. Who has a website? If you do, just say yes on the chat. And also a domain. So getyourbusinessonline.com or candles805.com. We're going to do a little Q&A here. Okay. Yes, Janice, that's correct. So yeah, when you do post on your Facebook or your Instagram, because we connected that URL and that app onto your website, it's a widget. Now, because you're away from your website and you're on your phone and you're posting away from your website, it'll then just automatically upload that feed onto your website. So when somebody is on your website, they can see that you just posted that like a minute ago. I hope that answers your question. Okay, so really quick again, anybody, you guys have a website or domain name? Type yes, and if you don't, type no. I know today was a lot of information and I just kind of threw it up there, but part 2 is going to show you that information and we're going to illustrate it onto a website and why it all ties together. Okay, Janice, Perfect. So you don't have a website or a domain, correct? Okay, that's fine. Okay, Danny, do you have a domain as well, Danny, or no?
No, I don't. I don't do social media at all. So this is a horrifying experience for me, and I'm scared to put my toe in the water.
Oh, no worries, Danny. Trust me, it's very easy once you start to understand just the fundamentals of what it takes and how easy you can focus on just one platform. So for Danny, what I would encourage you to do is pick one platform that you feel the most comfortable with, whether it's Facebook or another one that you know that I don't. Just feel one that is more comfortable. Focus on that one and just do trial and error. Just dive into it. Post a picture. The beautiful thing about it is that tomorrow is a new day to do it again. It just continues and continues and continues. That's just how it works nowadays. It's like we're printing a flyer and we're throwing it up in the air and we don't know where it's going, but it's going to land somewhere on someone's car, someone's, feet, somewhere. And then you do it again the next day. It's just taking that chance, taking the opportunity to be seen. Because at the end of the day, it's all about attention. That is the currency for businesses. It's attention. Whether you're trying to be the mayor of town, whether you're trying to be selling your products and your services, whether you're trying to be the coach of the year, it's all about attention. It's how you're doing it to grasp that attention and selling that story, whether it's a podcast, a YouTube channel, whether it's on Instagram Reels or Facebook Reels, or maybe you're just sharing beautiful images on Everything Atascadero, like a photographer that I always love to see when he posts on Everything Atascadero. He posts beautiful images that he takes. They're professional images. And I just wonder what he does with that. Is it just to highlight how talented he is, or is it to maybe post again 2 months from now, because now he has me like, oh, I can't wait for him to post that picture again of the eagle catching a fish in a Atascadero lake. And he posts with a call to action saying, hey, Everything in Atascadero. So I know you all have seen my pictures. Here's another great shot. At the bottom, click the link to see my portfolio. And now that person has a website. I click the button, I go to his portfolio, and it just highlights a website hosting platform where I can then see his illustrations, all his pictures I can see. And then there's a button that states, do you need my services? Call now. Or want to inquire about my services? Call now. So that's all attention that leads to some kind of engagement, some kind of customer interaction. They crave that interaction, whether it's from afar, whether it's in person, whether it's engaging in comments on Facebook and Instagram. I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of people like to have opinions. That is how you hook your audience. So Janice, you talk about offering massage therapy and intuitive healing. I love that because, for example, I am a consumer. I look for the alternative of holistic healing, or why does my back hurt? Because I played football all my life. I was doing college football. Why does my back hurt? Is it sciatic nerve inflammation? What is it? And I'm always seeking the answer. So if you blog, Janice, on a website that we'll create tomorrow, if you blogged and you constantly fed value, whether it was, hey, if you're dealing with back pain, here's something I can share with you. Hey, if you're dealing with headaches, like migraines, here's something I can share with you. If you blog daily or weekly, all of that value goes up into Google, to SEO, to your search engine. And that offers you the opportunity to be seen, and then I am the person, the consumer, reading that information. And I happen to land on your blog that I was reading because I was gaining so much value. Next thing you know, I'm in your website. I didn't even notice because I was reading your article, because I was reading your summary of what could potentially help me with my sciatic nerve inflammation. So that's just one little tool to your website on how to continue to be engaging with your audience. That's good. So yeah, maybe Janice, tomorrow we could highlight yours as a example. We could create your website tomorrow. It'll be great. But I don't want you all to be discouraged either. I know this is a lot of information, but at the end of the day, one thing I can leave with you is that you should practice. You have to be a practitioner of your work. whether you're on Facebook because it's more comfortable for you and you're not working on Instagram, that's fine. That's actually perfect. Whether it's on LinkedIn and you don't use Facebook and Instagram, but you use LinkedIn, that's an untapped market just waiting to explode. Facebook and Instagram are highly competitive, but nobody's on LinkedIn. That is a great area for you, Janice, as well, because your audience could be that person that sits day in, day out in that corporate setting in that office, and they're always on LinkedIn because they don't like their job and they're always looking for a job. LinkedIn, or they're trying to make a connection. And you're posting about, healing and intuitive healing and massage therapists and just value, you're going to hook that audience and they're going to filter and come to your website because you share that blog with them, for example. So I think it's honestly an area of opportunity. But enough about me. Let's talk a little bit more. Okay, so for those of you that answered no, don't have a website, the first thing I want you to do, go on GoDaddy. This is your homework. GoDaddy.com. And you're going to see this type domain you want. So Janice, if you could type in just an ideal name that you'd call your services or your business name. Type that in for me, and it could be broken because I'm going to show you a creative way to find a few examples to then make a decision on. So we talked about intuitive healing and massage therapy. So I'm going to go to my friend, ChatGPT, and I'm going to type in that information. So actually, let's see what you wrote. I can actually just copy that. Offer massage therapy. Okay. So let's create some examples. Help me create 20 examples of a domain name. Use this for reference and examples. So offering massage therapy with intuitive healing work. So here you go. ChatGPT now has constructed 20 examples of what can be your potential domain name. So let's say intuitivetouchtherapy.com. Let's just say we like that one. Or even Harmony Healing Hands. That's pretty cool. And that ties in with Harmony Cellars, the winery up here. So that's pretty cool. That's what I think of when I think of digital. It's just everything ties together some way, somehow. So now we go back to GoDaddy. This is going to be your homework. We're going to paste that domain name or type it in and search to see if it's available, or maybe somebody bought it already. So now it's loading. We're going to search for the domain name that we would like to register and own, so nobody else can own it.
Jose, it's on the screen. It's still back on the party supply store.
Oh. Oh, this doesn't go with me. There we go. Sorry, I have to keep clicking share, stop share. All right. So anyways, I typed it in GoDaddy. We'll do it again. So here, type the domain you'd like. Search. Wow. Somebody owns it. I'm glad that we typed this in. Look how much you would buy it for if you really wanted this name. Almost $5,000. This is the importance of obtaining your domain name. It's important. It's like registering your LLC. It's just in the online world, it's very important. You don't want someone else that owns it typing a different mission statement, branding very differently, and making your brand look different, right? So that it's very important on both ends. So now that we know it's taken, we can go to ChatGPT and type it again and say, hey, can you type, I really like this domain name, but type similar examples. You can do that as well. So let's pick another one. harmonyandhealingmassage.com. So now we will go to GoDaddy, and I'm going to go back and search for a new domain name because that one is taken. So now I'm going to type a different one. This one's available. And it's actually like a penny for the first year. That's great. So you're not even paying that much. So now harmonyandhealingmassage.com is now owned by you because you continue the steps, add it to your cart, and now you can buy it. So next step, make it yours. I want you to navigate GoDaddy and just type in the domain name you'd like so you can see if it is available. So that will be your homework. Let's see here. And just to confirm, you guys are seeing my GoDaddy shared page,
Yeah.
correct? Okay. Go to cart. Okay. So now it gives you the option to have it for 1 year. Maybe you're just trying it out, or maybe you're committed and you want to go 5 years. The more years, the more affordable, I'd say. So let's say you're just doing it for the first 2 years. So then you just pretty much buy it and you're all set. You pay that amount. You own the rights to your domain name at the moment. It's always good to explore the domain protection aspect of it. Just to share a little bit about, what's going on in today's world. There's a lot of spams. There's a lot of scams. I don't know if even me, I get, inquiries on my booking software that state, names from like the UK and other, random names. So it's always important to really explore these options because you always want to be protected in the cyber world. If you publish your domain and it had your name with it, your email, your phone number, that goes up into the online world. So always explore those options of understanding how to protect, yourself from hacking or scamming or any kind of those kind of factors. Personally, I would recommend having like a full domain protection because it is important. I think it protects you. It's like a firewall that's protecting you from those kind of shady links and whatnot. So I think it is important. Always explore the cybersecurity aspect and always protect yourself is my insight for that. It's just scary in today's world. Anybody can obtain any kind of information. You type my name and you'll get all kinds of different identities up there with phone numbers and almost like white yellow pages. So it is crucial. Okay, so for homework, I want you to explore GoDaddy. I'll type that in. GoDaddy.com. And I would like for you to select the name that you'd like. So if you're the Scoop of Atascadero, I'd look for the scoopofAtascadero.com. That is a very valuable name because not only are you providing Atascadero, obviously everyone here types Atascadero News, Atascadero Chamber, Atascadero City, Atascadero Festivals, Atascadero Lake. It's just in everybody's terms out here, right? So that domain name, the scoopofAtascadero.com, is very valuable because it offers Atascadero in the registration. So it's good for your SEO, but it's also good for your Google visibility and rankings. So always be creative. And if you're unsure, we could talk about it tomorrow too. So no worries. Just generate a few drafts of what your domain should look like is what I'm trying to get to. The second step, if you don't have a website, which is your hosting platform, so you have GoDaddy, that's your domain. Now you need to find a hosting platform where you design, just like the websites I showed you, like Lupita's, Party Supply Store, my website. That is a hosting platform. There's various hosting platforms. GoDaddy has one, the website builder. Wix has one. Square has one. If you use Square as a payment processor and you do pop-ups and you do farmers markets, that's great because Square now offers website builders within. And that actually saves you a lot of complications from having to connect different URLs and designing on different platforms. So it is, a service that's all in one. I would explore Wix.com because that's the one we're going to be touching tomorrow. is we're gonna explore Wix. And I would love to do your website, Janice, as an example to get started. If you're okay with that, that'd be great. And if not, we could do the scoop of Atascadero if they're willing. Or if anybody wants to volunteer, comment on the chat and we'll pick one tomorrow. I think that would be great because this is where you're going to see how easy it is to create your website and how easy it is to go in, edit, and replace a picture, replace your store hours, change your forms, edit your text. Anything and everything would be possible with this. So feel free to comment if you would like to volunteer yourself. And if not, we're going to wrap it up soon. Any last minute questions? Good, Janice. And you can find a name. You can actually create the design and pretty much find your domain name right after as the final step. Treat it like you're writing the book. And that's creating the website and the design. And the title is your domain name. So you could stamp the title at the very end. You don't have to necessarily do it right away. You could always do it at the end. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Wix, for example, the hosting platform where we're going to be designing a website, I'm going to show you how easy it is to illustrate, but at the same time, it's going to give you a vision board that you didn't think you needed, but it's going to give you all your ideas onto a vision board digitally. And we're going to just align the content, make it look great, make it sure that it flows correctly, and make sure that it's easy navigation for the consumer. At the end of the day, we want to acquire a lead, we want to acquire a sell, or we want to share a story, sell our mission statement. We're trying to become a mayor. We're trying to sell our mission statement because we're a nonprofit and trying to gain value and trying to gain funding. Whatever it is, we're trying again at the end, trying to gain attention. Attention is a currency, and everything that we spoke about today is going to tie into tomorrow's part 2, as far as websites and how easy it is to create, how easy it is to manage, and how easy it is to see it on your phone and just easily make changes. So if you have any questions, feel free to dive into the chat. I'll be here for 1 more minute, or it looks like we have 2 more minutes. Any last questions? Feel free to let me know. All right, so if you're going to be on part 2 tomorrow, just comment 1, the number 1. Maybe throw some emojis and excitement on there too, if you like. It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. We're going to dive into how to design your website, how to put pictures, all your favorite pictures, and putting them all 20, 30 pictures that you love on a gallery, just anything. Awesome. All right, Janice, I can't wait to see you there. Thank you, Danny. Can't wait to see you there too. Celeste, good. All right, Bernice, I'll see you there.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time today. I'll see you guys for tomorrow's part 2. We're going to have some fun.